Start test. Let's test this audio. Okay, I'm going to start recording a clip really quick to see if the audio is working in the recording. So we'll see if that works. Okay, I'm going to start recording a clip really quick to see if the audio is working in the recording. So we'll see if that works. Okay, I'm going to start recording a clip really quick to see if the audio is working in the recording. So we'll see if that Okay. We'll keep both of those on and see what happens. Okay. We'll keep both of those on and see what happens. Okay. We'll keep both of those on and see what happens. Okay. We'll keep both of those on and see what happens. Alrighty, so I think that worked. Let me know, everybody, if it sounds horrible from what I can see. So now I have too many audio sources on. Please tell me this is working. If it is, we can get going. Okay. Okay. That's a lot of static. It's working. Okay. It's sorry for the static in it. I'll have to work on that and see why it's doing what it's doing. Why it's not like in my other settings. But oh man, that peak is terrible. Let's just turn that down just a couple decibels so we're not blasting ourselves. Okay. I can turn this back on. Okay, we're good. we're back in it. I got an hour. We're good. This is gonna work. Let's go window, toggle full screen. There we go. Thanks for bearing with me with that whole deal. That was terrible. Hopefully I'll be able to fix that in the future. So let's get this going. I was explaining what we were doing earlier, but apparently it didn't pick it up on the audio wasn't working, so I'll re-explain it. Today I want to work on a endless runner project since in the Discord I talked to some people and that's kind of what the consensus was people wanted to see that. So we're going to be working on the endless runner. I'm doing this in UPBGE. I am going to try to use some Python. The Python in UPBGE is a little bit different than Range from what I've been using the most. But it seems pretty simple and pretty much the same. Anyways, to start out, we might use some logic bricks and just go with that method. But the ultimate goal is just to get something working. Right now you can see I have this self object cube apply rotation. So when I press play, it's just going to be rotating our cube a little bit. And that's pretty much what we got going on right now. Just a little Python test to see if I could get it working with the component. So I do want to build myself this self object here. And right now I'm just saying object and then declaring the name cube. But maybe I want that to be a different name. So we'll just call this platform or something. So platform. And then we will say equals. And I'm going to say self, since I'm already declaring this object right here, which is getting it from our scene. And I just want to do self.object. And then we will say what object we want to use, which is going to be our cube. So we'll just put cube in there again. So I should be able to change this self.object to self.platform. There we go. And there is an autocorrect feature in Range, but it doesn't work the same in here. So we'll try doing this. So hopefully when I press play, our cube is still spinning. So we officially changed the name. So that's cool. But what I actually want to do is I'm going to start by placing this camera where I want it to be. So I'll just Control Alt and 0 that. Then we'll bring it up. So this will be kind of our platform view here, and we'll be looking down at it. I'll say 45, negative 45. That might be too much. We'll just manually do this for now. Grab that, pull it up. So right now I'm applying rotation, and I think I might change this. So instead of applying rotation, well, I'm obviously going to change it because we want this platform to move towards us. So let's just do, instead of apply rotation, we're going to go apply, what's it called? I might actually have to look it up. Apply movement, I think it is. Let's just try apply movement. We'll try that for now and see if hey, apply movement's what that is called, so that is working. I will be referring to some API documentation every once in a while, and I'll just show you what I'm looking at here. I am on the UPBGE documentation. I can just close that for now. I don't need that window open. Let's just zoom in on the documentation and make that its own window. So this is what I'm looking at right now, just to get a reference of some of the stuff, since I don't know all of the syntax and all that for UPBGE. So I will be referring to this every once in a while, and I'll try to show it when I'm looking at it. We'll just pull this over here. In fact, let's make that its own little window there, and I'll put this here so I can refer to it. Okay. So right now we're applying movement to this cube, and maybe we actually want to make this a little bit more like a floor. So let's do point, and we'll do 0, 3. 0.3 actually. There, that should be a good platform. Will it be possible to get the script after the stream? Sure, I'll post the script in the description. I'll see about doing that. It might not be immediate since I will be leaving abruptly at some point within like the next 45 minutes or hour or so, just because I have to get to a meeting. But it will be in the description, and I plan on converting this into its own standalone video, so it'll be in there too. Alrighty. So right now we're going to apply the movement to this, and I think it's moving away from us at this point. So it is moving kind of slow. Something I do want to do is actually add a new variable. And what I'm going to call this variable is going to be self dot, and we want to do speed. So we'll be able to change the speed variable here. In fact, we could use a game property, so we could actually have it in the properties panel. Or we can do an order direct or a dictionary, order dictionary. And if we do it in the order dictionary, so I think we can do this. So you can see up here we have our keys and default value. So I think what we'll do, and we'll do one more line here, and we want our key to be, I think we have to put this in quotes as well. So our key is going to be speed, and then we'll do one of these numbers, and we're going to throw in a just a value of 0.0. So we'll have a speed, and it's going to be a float value. Let's see if that actually works, because I'm not 100% sure. Nope, that didn't work. How do I do a order dictionary again? So we review the text. Let me pull up this again. I gotta zoom out so I can actually search, and we want ordered and then dictionary. That didn't do that. CT. There we go. Maybe we won't have time. Anyways, we'll just do a regular value because I can't remember it. Oh, it needs to be inside of here, I think. You're watching me learn in real time, guys. Let's try this again here. This might be a stream of me just flopping my way through here. Maybe if I actually, so it's going to be key default. Oh, and I don't need this. I don't need this thing in here. So it actually needs to be a comma. Let's see if that did anything. No. Maybe I'm just... Do I need to indent this? Is that a thing? Nope. Okay, maybe I need to refer to something really quick. Let's go to my practice because I can't remember. Okay, so it needs to be in quotes and then this kind of deal right here. And that is indented. So we'll just do quotes, and then it looks like colon. Oh, is it different in UPBGE? Was I right about this? And I'm just going nuts. So obviously that broke. Oh, that's not working. Theoretically, you should be able to go in here. Theoretically, I should be able to go in here and add this so we can actually see it in our control panel, but Doesn't seem like that's working for me very well. Let's pull up this again. Dictionary from items, dictionary key. Oh, that's a logic node. I might as well pull this over here so I'm not just talking into nothingness here. So I'm going to go into the dictionary here, load variable, save variable, additional details. That's not what I want. I want this in Python. Python scripting. Do I need to go in here? And this is another thing, like some of the stuff might not be, it's just not the same that it is in Armory, or not Armory, but Range, rather. Okay, we're gonna do this. Let's grab this right here, because I'm lazy and don't want to spell it out. There we go. And throw that in there. So this is what I want to see. So we have our args and then that. Okay, so it does have to be, okay. So it is a little bit different. It needs to be in the parentheses. Let's try that out. No, it still didn't work. Can it not be indented? That still didn't work. What is wrong? Why are you like this? Okay, maybe we'll just forgo that because that's not working for me apparently. Error loading. Let's refer to the console. Line 3 cannot import name logic from BGE unknown location. What? So it's just that's still not. Okay, forget it. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to move on until I figure out how to use that. Because apparently it's not working the same way. That's fine. Oh, I didn't declare my speed variable here. Self.speed. We're just going to make this equal to 0.0 for now. In fact, let's just click on here and add a game property. We'll call that speed. Maybe we'll just use this guy. And that can be set as a float. Self.speed. And we're going to find this by going self.platform. Or actually, self.platform. Oh! Something like that. And I think what we'll do, self.platform, and we want to actually find, since we have our object, which is our platform, which is our cube, we can actually just say, okay, now we just want the variable name or our property name, and we can throw that in there. So this self.speed is going to grab our property here. And right now it's 0.00. And if we come down to underneath it and say print, so we'll actually be able to figure out what our speed is. And we'll just say print, and we just want to print speed. Well, self.speed, so we actually want that self in there. So theoretically, when we press play, I'll pull up the console there so we can see. Oops, and I'm printing self.object, so get rid of that. And so you guys can see, when we start the game, we can see that our speed is currently 0. And just to prove that it's using our game property, we can click on the game property. And we're just going to say speed, and let's set speed to 1. Press play. And in the console, our speed is equal to 1, which is awesome. Something I don't know about, I don't know if UPBGE has has delta time, so we might not be able to multiply it by that. So we'll see about that. Da, da, da. So we'll think about that. Right now, our movement is using this apply movement, which is giving us a vector value. And right now we just have it set to a constant 0.01. So let's set the speed here to 0.02 for our speed. And inside of here, we'll just say self.speed is going to be our variable that we're going to use for this axis, which is currently the y-axis. So if we press play, currently we have our platform moving on the y-axis still, so nothing crashed, which is awesome. And let's change this to something ridiculous like 1 and see it go flying. And it just flew off the screen. So at least we know our speed variable is working now, which is awesome. Let's set that back to a more reasonable number like 0.02, which I think will be fine. This will also give us access to make the speed faster as the game progresses, which we'll have to see if we do it on a timer. We'll have a timer countdown, and then at the end of that timer cycle, say it's like, I don't know, every 10 seconds it'll speed up a little bit, and then it'll just apply 1 or apply 0.1 or 0.001 to the speed counter. And to do a timer, that should be pretty easy. So we'll actually come over here and we'll do self.timer equals, and we'll just say a float value, so 0. Then what we'll do is in our, actually instead of in our update function, let's just make a new function here. So we'll do def, and we'll do timer. Let's just add that there. And inside of this, actually I want to capitalize that. It's just habit, I guess. I like to capitalize my functions. And then what I want to do is just put self in here. I don't know why I'm talking like it's a tutorial. So timer self, and then we'll put our little funny guy on the end of there. And what we want to do is just say on this timer, we want to always count up. Yeah, we'll count up. So from 0, and then we'll count up to 10. So let's just take our self.timer, and we'll say plus equals, and we want to just plus equals that by like 0.1, I think, for now. That might be pretty fast, actually. This is where the delta time would come in. So we could do plus equals 0.1. Let's just try this out. We'll print it. So we'll just say, after that, we will... Sometimes my fingers move faster than the... than I can keep up here. So let's just print our self.timer. And to make this function, we want to do our self.timer, which is just going to reference our timer here, or our timer function. And then we'll put our little parentheses on the end just so it knows what it is. Now, let's pull up the console once again. Okay, so that is working. So we can see here, our timer is counting up. Not exactly 1 second, so it's going pretty quick. But we do have something working here. So let's just do a little test, and I want to see if actually, I guess I should look it up, right? Let's just do delta time. See if anything, timer, that's not what I want, delta time. There's no delta time, it looks like. Delta factor, I forgot that it's called delta factor. Between the actual number of FPS and the number of FPS used in the logic float, use the decade. So is that really time data? Let's do that. So we got time, delta frame time. So how do I access the delta frame time? Let's grab that, search that up. And it looks like, so is there any like, oh, this is the problem, guys. This is a problem. Delta. Search delta. So we got delta factor, but that's going to be our logic node. Motion time. Time data. Do they not have a Python version of this in here? which is kind of annoying, but Python scripting. Can I not get the application time or anything like that? Okay, whatever. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to brute force this like Neanderthals. But it'll work. So let's just do 0.001, and I will count this out. That's pretty close. Let's do 0.01, see how that does. Maybe might be a little bit faster. That's still a little bit slow. 1,002. Okay, that's too fast. Okay, we'll do that. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to work for our purposes here. So now we want to throw in an if statement. So let's just start by saying if we reach our desired time. So this is probably going to be too slow. We'll probably speed this up just for testing purposes. But if we want to grab let's figure that out. So if self.timer is, and we'll say greater or equal to 10, which is going to be our max here. If that is the case, then we want to say self.timer is going to be equal to 0 again. So we're just going to reset it every time it reaches its desired value. So let's pull up our console again. And we got a error. So what is our error here? Self.timer. Did I mess up my if statement? KX scene failed to import mod built in. So it's giving, I guess I'll show you guys. Here's what I'm looking at. What did I do wrong here? Maybe I accessed something that I'm not supposed to. Not supposed to. Okay, so that still didn't work. I can tell because the platform is not moving. So this is something I will give range. Range is a little bit more descriptive and lets you know kind of where your error is and what's wrong with it. Whereas this is just giving me an error, but doesn't seem like I'm getting much explanation here. Oh, I understand why my if statement is, I don't know why it indented that. That's dumb. You might be, oh, indentation error. It's not the console, it's me, guys. I'm just not reading. I take back everything I said. That's fine. Okay, that's what I want to see. Let's do that. I don't know why I indented it. I guess it's just bad on my part. Okay, let's pull up the console. I might actually have to split screen here. I'll just have it over here. Trust me, guys. I'll let you know what's on there. And we'll do that. Obviously, I want to print my timer value so I can actually see the time count up. Now, this could be way too slow for me to wait for 10 seconds. So let's just make this like that. Hey, it's working. I'll just press play and I'll pull it over so you guys can see it in action. So here's the console. So right now you can see that it is counting up to 10 and then it's going back to 0 and counting up to 10 again. So we'll be able to use this to adjust our speed. Now obviously we can slow that down in the actual game. So it actually, but it'll actually, I'm saying actually a lot because I don't know what I'm trying to say and it's not coming out right. So anyways, we'll use that, and if this is the case, then we'll do one more thing. So we're going to say self dot, and we'll say speed. There we go. So self dot speed, and we want this to be plus equal to 0.1. So every time this elapses, it's going to set our self dot speed variable or property by 0.1. So over time, it should speed up. So if we press play, we should see it accelerate. Hey, that actually worked. So we can set our speed variable that way. Now obviously we could set that to a lower number. So over time, let's see it expect or kind of speed up slowly, more gradually. It looks like it's going up. Because it is. Because I'm doing this on the Z value and not on the Y value. So let's just grab that, put this on the Y axis, and move this over and say 0 on that one. So now we should see it run away from us instead of going up. And we can see it gradually speed up and fly away, which is cool. That'll be more dramatic if we change it again. So every time that elapses, there it goes. It's a little bit of a jolt before it reaches its maximum speed here. It's getting dark in here, guys. 1 second. The sun is setting, and it's my only light. Oh, that's bad. I gotta balance this a little bit. There we go. That'll work. Okay. The sun is bright, but not at the same time. Okay, so now that we have our platform, let's actually do minus, because we want this to come towards us. There we go. And then here's another thing. I need to figure out how to set the position of an object. So let's come into our documentation here and say, I think it's going to be position. Nope. Position. Poison. Guys, I can't spell. This is bad. I'm too embarrassed. I must hide this while I figure this out. Position. Set. Let's just search up set. Oh. Set world. Let's go to object. Actually, we'll go to Python scripting, and then I want to get... Oh, this documentation drives me nuts sometimes. Set world position. There we go. I figured it out, guys. It was embarrassing for about 12... Yeah, I know, it was embarrassing for about 12 seconds there, but we got it figured out. That's so bad. I can't spell on a good day, so it's definitely not going to happen during stream. Let's figure out if I can actually set this position here. Obviously, we get the logic node. Please give me a link to the Python variant. And there's not even info in here. That's fine. We'll figure it out. Let's go back. Set world position object. Can I get the Python version, please? Please help me. Python and the game engine. Can I? Okay. This is ridiculous. How do I find it? Can I do this and then just say world? No? World elements. Okay. I'm not doing it again, guys. Let me read this. P-O-S-I-T-I-O-N. Okay. I was trying too hard. Set attribute player movement. I wish I could separate out the Python from the logic bricks. Control F. Can I find no matches? No matches, guys. We're done. There's nothing we can do. Python scripting. I want the things. Data blocks. Nope, that's not what I want. Python components. Let's go Python component. Create a component. Nope, that's not it. This whole stream is just going to be me looking through the documentation. This is crazy. I should have done more research. Internal functions, game interaction. Will that have it? Apply rotation. Apply rotation. Orientation. Position. Except that's pivot.position. What exactly is the position? Okay, so what I want to do with the position and why I want to set the position of the object is because I want to determine a place in space, so preferably outside of the camera or out of the camera view, where I will put our platform object and then have it move towards the camera from that position. So I want to set that object. Maybe it'd actually be easier to spawn that object and then just set the position at spawn. So we'll just add that object and then do that. So it actually might be better to do add object. That might actually make more sense, because in Python we don't have to have a specific object. We can just set it at a XYZ coordinate that we can predetermine, which will be our spawn point. So the logic brick, the logic node is great and all. Please tell me that I can find this. You know what? It actually might be, this is terrible, but it might be easier to use the range engine documentation, because I think the functions might be the same. So let me just pull up this, because the range engine documentation, things are a little bit easier to search up. There we go. I'm sorry, UPBGE. We're not gonna use you. Obviously, you can see I was enumerating things. So let's do add object in here, and we just want the edit. So that's the actuator. Add object actuator. Might actually have the same problem. My praise is too high. Object properties. Add object. Obviously, that's not what we want. Please tell me I can find it. Maybe it's under a... Aha! I did this before. I know it. I know I have it. Because I have done it. In fact, I can just open up this practice again, and we'll go player... is it not in there? Practice? Where did I spawn this object at? I know for a fact. Oh, it's probably in the bullet script. Or, oh, it's not. Okay, it makes sense if the camera wouldn't be animated. We reference the position from another object like an empty, then reference the empty as the spawn point. So yeah, you can do that. You can still do that with Python as well. It depends. So if you want... I guess it is good for spawning, and that's kind of what I did in this project as well for spawning the bullet. It's probably actually in the player practice here. As you can see, this was just a practice thing, so I didn't clean anything up. Oh, shoot queue. So self.scene.addObject project. So this right here, I think, is the object that I'm spawning, which is my projectile, and then the spawner is going to be the empty that I'm spawning it from. So that is kind of what you're saying there. So that, and I am spawning it from that spawner. You have to get scene add object. Yeah, so that's kind of what I just wanted to check right here. Again, it's been a little bit. I haven't touched Python in 2 weeks now, so I'm trying to get back into it. So we will find our scene, which is going to be pretty easy. Let's just minimize all this nonsense. And you can see that we already have this right here, but we're finding the objects and not just the scene. So let's determine our scene by just controlling this and then putting it back down here. We'll call this scene. And then we will do, and this is just so it's a little bit easier so we don't have to write the entire thing out while we're doing that. While we're adding our object. This will just shorten our code up a little bit here. So now we have that referencing the scene, self.scene. So let's go over here. Obviously, I need to rename some stuff, but let's do in our start function. We'll just test this out here. We still need to put our object in a separate layer and then spawn it. But for now, let's just go self.scene.add object. We will put our thing in here. So we need to grab the object that we're going to spawn, which is just going to be our cube, which is our platform. Then we need the place to spawn it. And right now, so we could actually add an empty and just, we'll do that simply right here. I do want to try doing the XYZ coordinate thing, but let's just put our empty over here, which will just be named empty. So we can grab the name of our empty. So we'll do, is that capital? Yep. Empty. Oh man, that is so bad. I need to go back because I've already forgotten. Short-term memory loss, guys. I can't remember what I'm looking at. Add object. Okay, that's fine. Spawner. And then, oh, and then the time that it's going to be alive. So this will be our duration. And we'll just say, we'll put a 0 in it because if we put a 0, it'll be forever. It'll just live on. So that'll be fine too. So theoretically, when we start the game, it's going to spawn this object. But we do need to put our object in a, oh, that's right. It's a different collection. I almost forgot what version I was in. So we'll put that in collection 2, which will be our platform. Like so. And we will just hide all that. So let's see if I press play. I'm hearing things, guys. Not sure what's going on. Don't know if someone's knocking on my door or what. Let me look. Anybody out there? Hello? I don't see anybody. Maybe I'm going crazy, guys. I'm hearing things. Hopefully not. Okay. Let's see what our error was. What was our malfunction? Cube collection 2. No. Oh, I didn't get an error. So it should have worked. Is it outside of my... that should be fine. Nothing still. Okay, did it crash now? Give me an error, please. KX object is not writable. Scene. Self.scene.add object. Oh, that needs to be capital. How'd I capitalize that? Give me something. Why are you not working? Okay. So I don't get an error when it's invisible, but nothing's happening. What's up with that? Why, what is your malfunction? What is your malfunction in this junction? Let me take this, put it up here. Anything gonna happen? Probably not, because it doesn't exist yet. Oh, maybe it's because I'm spawning it. Maybe I can't because it's in the script. That might be my issue here. That would make sense, actually. Since the object's not spawned, it has no logic, right? Since it has no logic, it can't spawn itself. So that would make sense. I actually need to make a separate module, or yeah, a separate thing here. We'll call this, instead of module, it'll be spawner, or platform spawner, _spawner. Can't have any spaces in there, and it's going to be called spawner. Okay, now that we have our spawner, platform spawner, come in here. So we'll just say on start. We won't even worry about that other code. Then spawner empty. Do it. Do it now. Yay, there we go. Obviously, it'll delete itself after 100 frames. Set that back to 0 so it doesn't. And our object is not moving now, so let's go back to our code here. And did I get any errors? Oh, I probably did, because this can't be in here. So let's delete that. Still not moving. What is our malfunction? In this junction. You're saying object is not writable, so why are you saying that? I must read. Cap's object is not writable. Game object cube. Why are you telling me these things? Spawns it and then fails. I'm terrible at coding, everybody. Line 14. Okay, so yes, line 14. So you're telling me self.scene. Oh, I don't need that. Hey, there we go. It was just because I had that scene in there and it wasn't right. It was bad. Which is fine. So now we actually have a platform that spawns. Now the empty is right here. So let me try this out really quick. So instead of using this empty, can I use the XYZ? So let's just cut that out. So I'll do that. Let's just do 0, 0, and 0 to see if it'll spawn it. Nope. So I guess you do need a target, a target to spawn it. Theoretically, maybe you could use a vector. So if we did like a vector coordinate in here, maybe that would work. But for now, we'll just use the empty, like everybody should. So I can spawn that. It'll spawn just like that. Now what I should do is add a timer in here. So that timer that I have in my module here, we'll just probably copy that out of here. Let's grab this, throw it into my platform, because we can reuse code, guys. That's totally fine. Unindent this, because this is ridiculous. Control Shift, or Shift, there we go. Now we have our function in here. Let's just grab this here and delete that. Drop in our self.timer. And we can use it again. Throw our little brackets on there, little parentheses. So our timer will work on this now. We still need to declare what our timer is. So we need to add our timer property in here. It can be a float. Then in our start, let's just declare our timer. So self.timer is equal to, and we actually have to add our scene in. So instead of typing all that out, because I'm lazy, let's just grab our self.object, like so. Come back to our platform, drop that in there. And this add object here is going to happen on start, and then at the end of this timer, self.timer is going to be equal to self.object, and then we will say our property name, which is just timer, with a lowercase t. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if that actually works, I guess. So theoretically, it should spawn one platform, and then after the time elapses, it should spawn another platform. Question is, will it actually work? Let's see. Anything gonna happen? Nothing happened, so it probably broke. What happened? Error! Self.timer. Oh, I haven't made my property yet. Or did I? Line 19. Self.timer. Oh, that's the problem. You are bad. That's not indented. Wait a minute. Yes, this is not indented. There we go. What is the next error? Logic is not defined. What do you mean logic is not defined? Do I need to define logic? I guess in this you do. So BGE, import logic, grab that, bring that over here. Blammo. Are you going to work now? There we go. So now we have our platform coming towards us. So after the time elapses, theoretically it should spawn another one. And it did not. It is not spawning. That's fine. Scene.app.object cube. Will you do the thing? Let's see if instead of adding our object here, let's just comment that out for a second. And then we'll see. Oh, timer key is not in list. What are you talking about? Oh, key timer. Did I spell timer wrong? Oh, self.object. Yeah, you should be grabbing. Oh, wait a minute. You should be grabbing yourself. Should be grabbing the object that you were referencing from self.object, which is going to be the spawner. Oh, no, it's not. Wait a minute. Maybe it is. What was my malfunction? Oh. I'm going too fast. I totally forgot what I was doing. This needs to be empty. Empty. So we'll grab our empty object. And then which needs to actually be self.empty. Come on. Self.empty. Now let's grab that. And then self.timer will equal self.empty. And then we can grab our property, which is going to be our timer. And then theoretically that should work now. Okay, it did work. Oh, and error. Big blowout error, guys. Spawner object has no attribute speed. Okay. Speed does not exist because I am terrible at these things. Did I even have a... Oh, I hit speed there. Timer was a different value. So I'm actually doing things a little bit bad here. I did not previously have this as a property. We'll just add a... Oh, actually I don't need this because obviously that is not doing that. Okay. And this can be a pass for now. Oh, no it isn't. What am I doing? Self.timer. That's my function. Let it go. Hey, and it spawns our... So it's actually working now. Okay, take care. I won't keep you up too long. Have a good night. This is very boring. I can understand why you're dozing off. Oh, speaking of that, I actually need to be getting going myself too. Here pretty quick. Let's see. I did see that our second platform did spawn. In fact, let's make our world a little bit easier to see in here by making that a sun, making that just a 1. Theoretically, we should see our platform here a little bit better. So it is spawning those in, but the second platform that spawned in is not having the same thing applied to it. So what's going on there? Am I getting any errors to let me know? No. So, self.platform, self.object. Oh yeah, what's the request? Let me know. I am listening or reading. I'm listening with my eyes. Self.platform. So maybe it's because... Perhaps... Can I do self.object? Nope. Can you make it spawn random objects and also maybe like one that needs you to turn left and right? Spawning random objects, I'd have to do some more research in. I know there's a way I could do it, but I'd have to check that out. Spawn from a collection or a scene, like select them at random. I understand that. So what I might have to do is use the random actuator and then try to get the data from the random actuator and then use it as a way to pick names. So pick names from a collection. I'm not entirely sure how to do that in Python right now. I know that I could do that in logic nodes probably pretty easily. But I will look into it and then maybe I'll see about making a video about it. My track record with making videos right now is terrible. But I will see about making it because that's cool. I mean, that is something that's useful to know is how to spawn random items. It is possible though. There's a few different methods. We'll make it happen. Oh, we didn't get very far, but self.platform. Put that back in just so we can have it work. Oh. Put this back in. There we go. Alrighty. Well, unfortunately, I think I got to go here. We do have a platform moving towards us. The other one doesn't seem to want to move, unfortunately. So we got to figure that out. Okay, yeah. If I figure out how to do it in Python, I'll show it in Python. But maybe if I know both of them, I'll do them both in a video. Make the video a little bit longer too, so that'd help me. But yeah, I'll make a tutorial on it. Probably adding it to something else too, like maybe how to use it in an application instead of just showing how to do it. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for me for now, for tonight at least. Hopefully this weekend. I don't know what's going on this weekend, but if I have some time, I'm going to do another stream. Because streaming is a little bit more fun for me than sitting down making a video. But anyways, thank you all for watching. This was a little bit of a shorter stream, just over an hour. I just wanted to dip my toes into actually working on this project, so it commits me a little bit better, because I'm terrible at actually doing stuff. And the light's going away. I don't want to turn my overhead light on. That'll be great. Oh yeah, no problem. I will hope to get to it. And perhaps I'll do it in a stream too, because if I do it in a stream, I'll probably actually get to actually doing it. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Thanks for joining me on this. This was a lot of fun. And I'll see you in the next stream, whenever that happens. Thank you. Bye.